According to a popular saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. The history of EFFAS provides an excellent illustration of this. We have worked together with our member societies since the early 60s, during our first 50 years, and we have reciprocally benefited from our strengths and achievement. Now at EFFAS, we are ready to work together for the next 50 years of our history, contributing to further development of European financial markets. EFFAS is the European Federation of Financial Analysts and Investment Professional Societies. Currently, it represents 27 national societies with more than 15,000 individual investment professionals represented through EFFAS members. EFFAS represents the interest of investment professionals at the European and European Union level. Our overall mission is to set standards for investment professionals in the field of professional qualification, transparency in corporate communication, and ethics.
In 1962, the founding members of EFFAS had great visions. The first steps towards a European Federation of Financial Analyst Societies were taken when the British Society of Investment Analysts sought to create a movement and sent letters to societies or analysts known to them in Belgium, France, Germany, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. The 6 existing national societies, acting as founding fathers of EFFAS, were aware that it would be necessary to go beyond national borders to establish comparability of tools and methods for the valuation of securities in free capital markets. Unlike the development in the US, the national societies in Europe to this day have not given up their independence. EFFAS is a reflection of the European Union, respecting the different cultures and the principle of subsidiarity. Around the turn of the millennium, a growing demand for a globally recognized designation and the refusal of a mutual cooperation from the CFA Institute brought the Asian, Australian, Latin American, and European professional societies together in their effort to offer a globally recognized designation.
In Europe, we are so fortunate to have so many cultures, and it is these differing perspectives and philosophies that Europe owes its richness and diversity. It is this diversity of cultures and expertise represented by EFFAS members, and this is one of its greatest and most essential strengths. Today, EFFAS has evolved into a European organization with 27 member societies united in diversity. With 6 commissions in place, EFFAS is well equipped to participate proactively in the advancement of the European financial markets.
The main vector for this communication is the website. The objective of this new website is more reactivity, a larger coverage, a better quality of content, and a more user-friendly tool. The second tool is the newsletter. The newsletter is published every semester. The objective of this newsletter, which is done by Claudia Stenes, is to update our members with the work done by our commissions as well as the EMC. It is also the mean to give information about the financial markets and contribution from academics.
The training and qualification of investment professionals has always been a top priority on the EFFAS agenda. With around 40,000 capital markets experts who have earned the professional recognized CEFA diploma, EFFAS and its member society have given a major impulse in that direction during the past decades. Moreover, EFFAS was one of the founding members of the global association ACAA in the year 2000 and launched the training and examination which led to award of the CAA diploma designation. The diploma fully embodies the genuine EFFAS spirit of recognizing and respecting regional market characteristics and different cultures. As of today, ACAA has 36 national societies and federation members. Over 1,000 candidates have entered the THEA diploma and over 6,000 have received the THEA final designation. Its successful launch and development represent a major example of effective cooperation between EFFAS and its member societies. Since 2008, EFFAS has successfully organized the EFFAS Summer School, an intense high-level training in a truly international environment which takes place yearly in Madrid with the support of Santander Group. The EFFAS Summer School supports the concept that, in addition to qualification, exchanging views and networking are key for professionals' development. Enhancing the network between existing CEFA and CAA designation holders, candidates, and other investment professionals is one of EFFA's primary objectives.
EFFAS designations are recognised by the regulators in a large number of differing countries, including the FSA in London. Generally, what happens is the regulator will recognise the common component of our designations, that is the part that is applicable irrespective of where the investment professional is working. And then, in order that the investment professional can get full recognition in the particular jurisdiction, that investment professional only needs to take a top-up exam in the national specific material for the particular country. As a consequence of these changes, we in EFFAS wish to develop designations that are appropriate European-wide for investment professionals in the areas of risk management, credit risk, and operational risk. And by providing these designations, we will be able to ensure that EFFAS remains at the forefront of providing continuing development for European investment professionals.
The increased competitive environment has pushed the various industries to venture into new markets and new products, which has increased the complexity of their operations and consequently of their risk profile. A deeper analysis of all risks has become a necessity, and adequate management and supervision of all risks is one of the big challenges within the financial industry, but in other industries as well. Most business models are being severely impacted by Basel III, such as proprietary trading, investment-grade lending, and they need to be reviewed. Markets are moving back to basics with traditional banking, core activities as we knew them some decades ago, but with a clear separation between retail and investment banking activities. The risk paradigm is changing. The risk appetite is now being based on a balance between short and medium-term performance, governance, and stress tests. Banks are facing the integration of ALM, capital management, and treasury into a balance sheet management approach. And people, both operational and risk management, need to be trained in order to cope with this changed environment. Transparency of information has become all the more a must to gain trust.
We have two projects for 2013 now. The first project is with OECD, a conference in May 2013 in Paris about pension funds. The objective is to invite 150 people coming from sovereign funds, as well as pension funds, as well as regulators, to discuss about the financing of the pension fund system over the next 15 years. The second project we work at the moment is with a university about mid-caps and the problem of financing the mid-caps in this difficult environment. This could occur in March of 2013.
The
European Bond Commission has been in existence now for over 30 years, and actually what it does has changed over that period. Originally, it was formed by EFFAS because prior to modern communications, it was actually quite difficult for bond analysts to know what was going on in different countries. Not only that, but the bond markets in different countries had all sorts of bells and whistles which were not at all apparent if you weren't aware of them. Sweden, for example, had lottery bonds. Since the development of more efficient methods of communication, and particularly since Bloomberg, of course, our role has changed dramatically. We no longer publish huge tomes on the European bond markets. We're concentrated considerably more on technical aspects. We run 3 conferences a year, 2-day conferences in key European financial centers. We also publish books on such things as creating and calculating bond indices, which particular volume is now the Bible of all index creators. Also works on markets outside of Europe. And finally, I think it's fair to say that we have introduced a number of key standards which have been adopted across bond markets, starting with the original AIBD yield calculation for Eurobonds. I think it's one of the most exciting initiatives that I've come across in a long time, and I'm delighted to see that our German colleagues have gone ahead with this project. It's certainly one that the European Bond Commission completely supports. The standardization of prospectus details and terms and conditions across Europe for corporate bonds is something that is sorely lacking and something which is greatly welcomed.
Our main activities are, for example, that we are producing key performance indicators for sectors, for example. We are also organizing conferences on an international level, or we are also producing position papers for European organizations. We are, of course, also involved in European activities. For example, EFFAS was recently appointed by the European Commission to build up capacities to integrate ESG information in company reporting and investment decisions.
We're very pleased to have become a member of EFFAS and to join so many European societies committed to high standards of training and continuing professional development and integrity. We joined because the UK markets function within a wider global and European context. Some of our European banks are in London, and we also have members of CISI who are based in London, but they come from continental Europe. It doesn't make sense for us to remain isolated from our trading partners in Europe, particularly since the regulatory and training standards continue to converge across Europe. We're keen to learn from our partners about their experiences of working at the sharp end of the European markets. And that will be particularly beneficial to members in the wholesale markets in the UK. Our combined organizations represent the interests of many talented young professionals in Europe. For our 40,000 members in the UK and worldwide, membership of EFFAS means that they can access a range of continuing professional development events, seminars, the summer school and the prestigious EFFAS Bond Commission.
To mark our 50th anniversary, we have created a slogan: 50 years of EFFAS, continuing development for investment professionals. This is descriptive of the past, while also showing the way into the future. Nowadays, EFFAS and its member societies are confronted with the consequences of the deepest economic and financial crisis since the Great Depression. At this stage, a clear must for professional association is on the one hand to help to rebuild confidence in financial markets, and on the other hand, to contribute towards reshaping the rules for a proper functioning of financial markets. EFFAS and its member societies are fully committed to this task and ready to contribute through the expertise of their working groups and expert commissions.